It is, we're into September. It's Friday, September 3rd. And boy, a lot of things going on. I'm getting a lot of stuff together for camp, which starts like in a week, like 10 days or something, coming up on the 13th. And that kind of, some of the stuff that I've been working on is classes, workshops to put together for people. And of course, one of the songs that I finished a lesson on recently after 10 years of putting it off is, of course, Life by the Drop that came out early this week. And if you haven't looked at it, if it seems like it's too scary, only the intro it takes a lot of work. The rest of it is pretty basic blues techniques of just keeping a shuffle going. Although it's very unusual, all of a sudden it goes to F sharp minor, but that's not a normal blues thing. But in the lesson, I added a whole segment on just standard 12-bar blues, because over the last few months, I've had a lot of students asking me about that, and I realized that a lot of people don't have a really solid understanding of what that is. And so that's actually one of the workshops I'm putting a curriculum together for camp next week, because I want to make sure everybody understands when you hear something like this for 4 measures, and then to chord 4 for 2 measures, then back, then 5 to 4 to 1, with some kind of turnaround. Thousands of songs go like that. And there are all kinds of variations. Sometimes you hear something like, well, I'm not going to go too far into the variations now. That's part of my program for camp. But it's sort of set me off on a, well, let's see. There were 2 intersecting influences here. For some reason I got really interested in listening back again with kind of new ears to early Bob Dylan albums. And this has kind of put together the idea of, I really want to work on people hearing chord changes, being able to hear that if you hear this, sounds like a Dylan song. A lot of his songs go something like this. But you're hearing 1 to 4, but the bass note didn't change. That's G to C to D or D7. And so if you can really develop the ability to pick out progressions where, especially if they're just 1, 4, and 5, you can, that can make, well, first of all, figuring songs out a lot easier. And many of the songs in particular, I'm gonna put my second class that I'm putting together after the blues basics, and we'll talk about blues scales too. Still some smoke in the air around here. Okay. Anyway, that's one of the things we're going to be talking about at camp. But then hearing chord progressions, and in particular, I'm going to have everybody listen to it in advance to Bob Dylan's 5th album, Bringing It All Back Home. Great songs on there. Maggie's Farm, Subterranean, Homesick Blues, Positively 4th Street, Tambourine Man. And that we're going to be analyzing those songs. So, let's see. Along those lines, let me mess around here a little bit. About as simple as a chord progression gets. A minor to kind of a G in the bass to an F, and back up. Of course, what Hendrix did with this was fabulous, of course. Turned it into took it off to a different level. But Dylan's original version is pretty cool. It wasn't on Bringing It All Back Home. It was a little bit later than that. Well, like I was saying, it's a really cool chord progression, and fun to improvise over. A lot of Dylan's tunes are not particularly melodic, like this. 2 notes. Now, some of it's hard. Should have thought about this. Anyway, I digress again. Getting to well, by the time he did, that was Nashville Skyline? No, yeah, I think so. Yeah, we did Girl from the North Country with Johnny Cash and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm sorry to get off on this Dylan kick, but there'll be more Dylan songs coming out, and I realized I did a lesson many years ago, probably our first year, on just a campfire version of Blowin' in the Wind. And then when I listen to some of his live versions, that's basically all he does. He strums it in the key of G. But his original was kind of cool too. Capoed way up the neck, 7th fret, and using G shapes with little passing bass notes and things. So if you have any Dylan requests, get them in, because like I said, I'm kind of heading off on a Dylan tangent. Anyway, yeah, so camp is coming up, and we're going to be doing... A lot of campers are working on getting ready to play, including me. It's like I'm trying to brush up on songs that I've let get rusty. Oh. There we go. See what I mean? Rusty. Let's see if I can get through this one. Oh, yeah. Anyway, what I usually do at the beginning of camp is play a little bit for everybody, as all the teachers do. Usually that's what we do the first night. And always open it up to requests, because I'm always willing to try something that I probably have no business playing. People say, hey, can you still play, can you do Bethina? I'll say, oh, I haven't played it in years. Months. But I did try it one year at camp. That was the closest I came to ever running through the whole thing all at once. But I think I stopped in the middle and told a story because it's exhausting. What else do I have to have in good shape? Start practicing. Let's see how much it'll come back. I'll have it in good shape by next Monday. Anyway, let's see. I don't think I had too much. Oh, I will get a couple lessons out next week, but they're probably going to... I've been listening to Kate Wolf a little bit more too, so I really appreciate the suggestions on those tunes. I think I see Green Eyes on the horizon and probably Across the Great Divide, but boy... You really get caught up watching her play these tunes. They're beautiful. They're great songs. She's got a great voice. Her guitar playing is very easy, and I don't say easy meaning. I mean, she makes it look. She's just very smooth, is what it is. So, I encourage you guys to check out a little more Kate Wolf. Thinking of my older Dylan lessons, I really had it was fun putting together this one. Because as I've been listening to, again, in these early Dylan stuff, he just misses so many chords, and he never cares. You know, it's like he just doesn't get things right. He doesn't make the changes consistently in the same place. And so whenever anybody wants to learn one of his songs, it's like you don't have to remember that in the third verse he got to this chord late by accident, because when he played it live he would get it sometimes. So here's one of my favorites. Okay, sorry for the interruptions, but I'll be back. I think I'll be back next week, but not the week after. Well, you never know. We'll be getting home early on Friday and have a whole camp report. Anyway, looking forward to seeing everybody that's coming to camp. And for those who aren't, have a good week anyway, that week. And think about coming next year. We're going to probably do it at the same time, the week after Labor Day. Okay, see ya.